What's up, guys? Welcome to the channel. My name is Corey and I play drums, and I normally post content of me just playing drums or having people guess the songs, things like that. But we're going to start doing blog content because it seems like that's the popular thing to do nowadays. And I want to definitely jump in and have some fun with what I think is important material for drummers out there that are aspiring to be a drummer, want to get out and play, want to get out and tour, things like that. So I want to try and bring a little bit of awareness to that, as well as all the other content creators out there that are doing it. So today what we're going to do is we're going to do 5 drummers that everybody should be following on social media. And that's going to be our first introduction video here. We're going to do a lot more of this stuff. So if you guys are down for the journey, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, like the video, share it with people, please, and it'll be awesome because this is going to be my first blog video, and we're going to just have some fun with it. So yeah, let's go. So a little bit about me. I've been playing drums for roughly 18 years. I've been playing out at clubs and bars for probably the last 15 years since I've been out of high school. And my first band got signed about 12 years ago. We got signed to Rise Records about 10 years ago. That band unfortunately broke up. I moved to Utah, joined another band, played Warped Tour. Now I live in Philly. I've played with multiple bands out here, and currently I'm in a band called Life After Last. We're a metal band located in the heart of Philly, and we hopefully are having some shows in the next few months. We're going through a little bit of member changes at the moment and just getting everything right. But yeah, that's going to be coming really soon. So I'll leave all the links to the bands I've ever played with down below so you can check them out, as well as all the links to all of the creators we're going to talk about today. Everything will be down in the description in case you want to do further research. All right, guys, let's go ahead and get into it. So these are 5 drummers that I think are kind of changing the game of what we've always known about drumming. Like, they are doing things that we've never seen before. They're taking things to a new higher level and new standard of difficulty for what they're playing, and they're just making drumming seem like it's new again. It's something that's addictive, it's creative, it's fun, it's unique, and it just makes you want to sit down, watch these people play, and then get inspired and go play yourself. And so these are people that I think are really, really useful tools to watch, learn from, study from, and see what they're doing, because these are the ones who have dedicated time and effort to it. They are definitely the kind of guys that you want to sit down and learn from. So let's go ahead and get started. My first mention is going to be Quinton Kufahl. Now, Quinton is somebody I met, and he actually plays with a band called Halocene that I toured with last year. But what he brings to the table is something fresh and unique to the entire take of the way he performs with them. He has tricks for days, and it's incredible to watch because I've never seen him drop a stick. He never misses a beat. He has no lag, and it seems like he's truly having fun. He gets out there and he solos. He does this really funny thing where he actually pulls out hairspray during his drum solo, for example. Things like that that are just really memorable when you watch him play and you say, man, he's got character. He's got those things that you just look at and you're like, he's different, he's fun, he has a little bit of a 80s vibe to him, and he's just a really awesome dude, and he really embodies everything that drumming is about. Fun, unique, creativity on the drum set, and he embraces every aspect of that. And he never misses a beat. He never seems like he's, down or uninspired. He seems like he's always bringing something new to the table. I don't exactly know where he even gets it from, but he also likes a lot of the 80s bands and that I kind of grew up on, like Kiss, Motley Crue, things like that, that I personally thought were huge influences back in the day, and the way they wrote, and the way they brought their energy, and they brought a lot of unique creativity to what their product was. So he's definitely bringing back the idea of showmanship for drummers, being able to show a little bit of flash, a little bit of flair, and still be able to be really tight and have a good time on stage. And I think that's a very, very addicting thing. So he's somebody that I think is 100% worth you guys going, giving a follow on social media, checking out his content. He's got some awesome drum solos on YouTube. It's just, he's 100% worth your time. Go check out Quinton. He's an awesome dude. He's a cool friend, and yeah, check him out. So number 2 is Thomas Lang. Thomas Lang is a huge inspiration for me. He might be my favorite drummer of all time. I first discovered him a few years ago when he had a video where he was playing an E-kit, and he had like 8 pedals on each side, and he's doing double strokes, and he's doing all these different amazing techniques, and it was just a really impressive video. It was something that just blew my mind at the time, and I couldn't forget about him after that. I just knew, I was like, I got to go back and figure out more about how this guy ticks, because he is an incredible specimen on a drum set. I mean, the way he plays, the way he flows. He's just like an encyclopedia. He's knowledgeable. He knows about different grips. He knows about different types of playing styles. He knows about different techniques. He knows about just about anything you could want. And he goes with the times. Whenever something changes in the realm of drumming, he follows that and masters it and brings his own flair to those things and to the table. And it's impressive to watch what he can do. Thomas Lang has been somebody who I don't see a lot of people talk about him, when it comes down to the conversations for best drummers. But for me, I don't know anybody that can do what he can do so seamlessly and so effortlessly and so passionately. He is somebody who can do tricks. He can play just about every style of drumming there is. He knows when to kick back. He knows when to overplay. He's just somebody who is a magnificent drummer on a drum set, and it is addicting to watch. He is one of the reasons I still play drums to this day and why I'm so passionate about it, because people like that give me hope that the work ethic someday will represent the amount of creativity that you can give on a drum set. So yeah, you guys got to go check out Thomas Lang. He's one that is definitely worth the follow. Dive into it. He's kind of almost like an iceberg drummer to where you can really find some incredible content from him, and he's got so much out there that you could be listening and watching his stuff for the next few days straight. So number 3 would be Aric Improta. Now, Aric Improta is a really, really impressive drummer and probably defines what creative drumming is, because the things I've seen him do on some of his videos is just mind-blowing, how he even conceptually came up with these things. I mean, he adds tricks that I've never seen before. He adds techniques and different sounds that I've never heard before. He incorporates things that aren't even really drums into his ability to make sounds and really make music with just a drum set. He's got like a 37-minute drum solo that's on YouTube, and it's one of the most mind-blowing things you will ever watch. He goes through so many different styles of drumming, so many different sounds that he creates with his drum set. He's playing an octopad. He's got so many things that he's incorporating into this drum solo that it's not really just about look what I can play. It's more about look what I can create. Look at the sounds that I can create with my drum set and the performance that I can give with it. So when it comes down to performance artists, I want to say Aric Improta might be the most artistic one. He really has that artistic approach, and he really seems to be somebody who has knuckled down everything that he wants to do with a drum set, knows how to present it, has awesome ways to figure out what he wants to actually get out of it, and brings it to the table in a digestible way for the audience. So for somebody on that level of unique playability, it's incredible to watch. It's inspiring, and I definitely just wanted to give him a mention because a lot of people don't even know who he is because they know the name. They've never actually looked him up. They've never seen his drum off solo from a few years ago. They've never heard of Night Verses. They might have seen, a clip or two of one of his drum solos that went viral, but it's not like a household name like some of these other guys. And I definitely think he deserves a lot more recognition because what he brings to the table is something creative and unique on a whole other level, and it's beyond impressive. It's mind-blowing and it's inspiring. So he's definitely somebody that I advocate for new drummers and drummers that just feel like they're a little bit in a dead end to go and check out his stuff, see what he does, because what he does really brings you out of the box of drumming. It takes you to a new level of what percussion can even be in general, especially as a one-man percussive artist. He is really bringing new elements to the table, and it's incredible to watch. So check him out. His links are down in the description as well. He's got a lot of different social media, and he, like I said, posts a lot of different solos and things on his YouTube, so I will link all that down below. Please go check that out. So number 4 is going to be Estepario Siberiano, probably the most popular guy on this list. You've probably seen him playing drums on YouTube, if you've seen anybody on YouTube playing drums. He definitely is bringing something really fresh and new to the game. He is taking what the online drumming community has wanted to do for the last decade, and he's actually taking it to the next level. The things he does and the way he plays is so impressive. The speed he can accomplish, a lot of the differences in his technique, the way he can incorporate a lot of different things like gravity blasts and creative ways. It's a blast to watch him play drums. And again, he's another guy who inspires me because what he actually is doing here is showcasing that you can do just about anything he does with enough practice and enough focus, because he's really not trying to blow you out of the water and prove to you that he's the best drummer in the world. He's just trying to show you that what he does is something that anybody can accomplish if they just focus and they put their mind to it, because it is really awesome content that he's making, and he's just taking things and bringing it out of the box in his own way. I mean, every drummer has some flair that they can add, but Ellis Stario has become the flair that he adds. People go to his videos because they know that it's going to be entertaining, they know it's going to be impressive, and they really just enjoy seeing his content come out every day. He knows exactly what's going on in the world of drumming. He's very into the pipeline of who's the guys pushing the limit, who's the guys that have kind of fallen off, and he is somebody who right now I think is probably one of the most impressive drummers out there. You can just about find anything that he's done on his Instagram, his social media, or his YouTube, but he is somebody out there that is truly pushing the boundaries, and I believe he now has a band called The Cost, and that's going to be something too that we can pay attention to. What's he going to do with the band? What's he actually going to be able to perform and actually bring to the table when he's actually got other musicians involved? Because his level of playing is very, very unique, and it's very, very tough to design a band around that, but I think what he's going to be able to do with it is going to be mind-blowing. So you should give him a follow if you don't already, but I just wanted to mention him as well because he is definitely the guy right now when it comes to drumming on the internet. And number 5, we're going to talk about Eloy Casagrande. He used to play for a band called Sepultura, and if you live under a rock, you should know that he now plays for Slipknot. He basically took over for Jay Weinberg, who was also a beast on the drum set, and he may be in another video for top 5 drummers we should know, but what Eloy is doing is just beyond impressive. He is bringing every aspect of what you even can bring in practice to drumming. He's athletic, he's conditioned, he's a hard-hitting drummer, he's tight, he brings an amazing amount of technicality to what he plays, and he's basically a machine. Like, he's the closest thing I've ever seen to an actual drum machine playing the drums, but he also can bring nuance. Like, when he does his clinics, it is something that is actually clinical. He knows how to digest and break down everything that he plays, everything that's in his mind, and he presents it to an audience that can actually consume it in a reasonable way, understand what he's talking about, understand what he's playing, and leave inspired and infected with some kind of new drumming knowledge that they want to apply into their actual routine. So what Eloy's doing is basically a public service to drummers and to the world of drumming. He's taking it and he's taking that with Ellis Stario, and they are starting to bring drumming to the next level of what it's actually going to be. They're making it popular again. They're making it cool again. They're making it really seem like it's something that you need to pay attention to. So have to go ahead and put Eloy as the number 5 guy here because what he's doing is insane. So all right, guys, this was 5 drummers that I think everybody should be following on social media. These are the guys that I think are passionate, creative, unique, and they inspire me to want to get better at my craft. So I figured I might as well pass that on to you guys because if you guys love drumming as much as I do, you always are looking for the next thing to inspire you to get better and to take your drumming to the next level. So if you guys can, please go ahead and subscribe to the channel, like the video. Like I said, all of the social media links are going to be down in the description. There's going to be more blogs like this coming up soon. So thanks for stopping by. Have a good one. See you on the next one.